Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, for tonight's content, we are going to talk about something that's very different from what the media is always reporting around guns and the response to guns. Overall, the outcome of guns. Now you guys, I'm sure, are aware. Leave it in the comments below if you've been here one time where I've mentioned anything from the media hitting that 40,000 deaths a year number from gun violence, even though 2/3 are suicides, or the gun violence archive, whatever they're always quoting, how it's the most mass shootings of the entire year, 500 plus, even though you've only heard about 3 of them, and when you dive in, it's complete bunk. But anyway, the article we're going to cover tonight is actually something in a positive. How many times have guns been used in a positive manner to save and impact lives of Americans every day who are embracing their Second Amendment rights? We are always going to fight back, and we're going to fight back with numbers. We're going to fight back with actual real-life data because we are on the side of the right here. And that's what we're going to do. Everything's linked in the description box below. I want to hear from you guys. And if you are new here, we're always trying to earn that subscription. We've got a goal of getting to 400,000 subscribers by June 1st of this year. We'd love to have you join the ranks because we are driving hard towards 2022 and beyond for our gun rights. So, with that said, let's jump in here and show you the article for tonight. Gun crimes grab most media attention, while gun use in self-defense merely gets a fraction, says the experts. Now, we've known that, right? But there's actually some data in here. This is from Fox News. So say what you want. It's actually backed up by 2 different resources. Again, linked in the description box below. Americans across the country have used legal guns to defend themselves and thwart crimes, which is what we talk about every night on this channel. But the reports often fly under the radar, and most people are unaware how often guns are used in self-defense cases. Now, again, this is a mainline argument of the gun advocacy side. But seeing these numbers, just listen to these numbers because this is really, really massive. Something that we can take forward to the fight for our rights. Quote, having a gun is by far the safest course of action when people are facing a criminal by themselves, end quote. Dr. John Lott, an economist and president of the Crime Prevention Research Center, told Fox News Digital. He pointed to women in particular who, quote, behave passively, I don't know what that means, and are about, quote, 2.4 times more likely to end up being seriously injured than women who has a gun to protect herself. I'm assuming behave passively means goes along to get along, like basically do what your attacker says so you can survive, versus fighting back. What he's saying is 2.4 times more likely to end up being seriously injured if you do not fight back. Now, those are his numbers, not mine. But let's get down a little bit further because these numbers are crazy cool. Lott said that in a typical year, the media reports around 2,000 defensive gun use stories. 2,000. Keep in mind, 2,000 defensive use stories, but were they always touting? 40,000 gun deaths every year. Gun violence claims 40,000 lives every year. We've got to do something with common sense gun reform. Those numbers, right? But he added, that is a dramatic undercount because the vast majority of successful self-defense cases don't make the news, which of course is completely valid. Lott said there are about 2 million defensive gun uses per year, according to the average of 18 national surveys. So this is not incomprehensive numbers or just someone's opinion. 18 national surveys. 2 million defensive uses. Could you imagine if the argument every day that we were having was around, well, we are 2 million individual uses of gun defense per year. Well, there's 48,000 gun violence deaths every year. 2/3 are suicides. 2 million. It's insane, the numbers, when you actually look at them. And this is from the Heritage Foundation. So this is another source. The Heritage Foundation, which launched a database tracking how often guns are used in self-defense cases, cites the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which looked at various studies and found that, quote, that Americans use their firearms defensively between 500,000 and 3 million times each year. Coming from the CDC, imagine what that would do to the conversations that you have every day around our gun rights and furthering that Second Amendment right that we have if these were the points we were making. Incredibly important stuff, and I've got one more to wrap it up. This is crazy. Quote, 95% of defensive gun uses involve merely brandishing a gun, and less than 1% involve the attacker being killed or wounded. But most news stories only report on cases where attackers are killed and brandishings are ignored. Now that makes sense, right? It's not a news story. Someone pulled their gun and then they ran away. That doesn't make sense, right? But if you look at it wholeheartedly, 95% of defensive gun uses, that's insane. If you look at this argument, the things that we're doing, we're moving forward for the Second Amendment rights, these are the types of things. This type of article is the stuff that we need to use in our day-to-day responses to the claims of gun violence deaths, to the claims of gun violence archives. This is how we do it, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight, and I will see you on tomorrow morning's Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.